Welcome back to Queen Bee Nomads. We are on a 5-week journey north through the Intracoastal Waterway from Florida to Virginia. Then we have 2 weeks carved out for exploring the Chesapeake Bay. We are in Georgia this week and are loving the southern charm, the lush marshlands, and the smokehouse dinners, so stay tuned.
Since leaving Fort Pierce, we've logged right around 250 statute miles, or for us Canadians, 402 kilometers on the Intracoastal Waterway, just to reach the Georgia border.
We're currently surfing down the waves and we're doing about 9 knots right now. And we're heading to Brunswick in Georgia from Amelia Island in Florida.
Between navigating narrow channels, timing the tides, every single mile feels like a mini adventure. Looking at the chart, we officially have 3 states left to cross after Georgia: South Carolina, North Carolina, and then Virginia. The official end of the Atlantic ICW, mile marker 0, is in Norfolk, Virginia. It's still about 700 miles ahead of us.
We just left Brunswick, South Carolina, heading north to Savannah, although we probably won't get there today. It's a little too far to go in one day. I just thought I'd show you the scenery. We've had a lot of this low-lying marsh, so we can see for miles ahead of us and miles behind us.
If we keep up a steady pace and motor around 8 hours a day, covering around 50 to 55 miles each leg, it's going to take us roughly 13 to 14 full cruising days to reach the end. And that's if the weather plays nice, the bridges cooperate, and we don't get tempted to stop and explore every historic town along the way. For now, we're slowing down, watching the depth sounder, and soaking in the magic of Georgia's low country. This is one of the anchorages that we dropped the hook in for the night in Georgia. It was super peaceful, and we just loved it. It was just us and the marshlands, with a few birds. Look at how calm and beautiful the morning was. Our journey through Georgia felt short. You start your Georgian experience by motoring for a few days in the winding marshlands. For that portion, it was just us, birds, and some dolphins. We didn't see too many other boaters, and our anchorages were always just us and the tall wetlands that surrounded us. There are also a ton of crab pots to dodge around. Then our first and only stop on land in Georgia was Savannah. If you look at a map, Savannah is almost on the border with South Carolina when you're traveling up the ICW. So our time in Savannah was cherished as being the only time on land to explore this great state.
These are the Georgian houses. They're very beautiful.
And I guess when I say that Georgia was my favorite, I can only mostly refer to the peacefulness of the wetlands and then Savannah. That city was amazing, and we would gladly return there in a heartbeat.
So quiet and beautiful.
I think that Georgia was one of my favorite states on this trip. As soon as we crossed that imaginary border from Florida into Georgia, we suddenly became y'alls. How are y'all doing today? Y'all have a nice day now.
There's a barge, and we somehow have to fit I can't believe we made it. It didn't look like we were going to when we were approaching it. That was the last bridge before Savannah.
Just coming into Savannah, Georgia. We're coming up the river here and dodging a few freighters on the way in, which was fun. We're going to tie up at the community dock, which is right downtown Savannah. It's $60 per night to dock right along the seawall.
Welcome to Savannah, Georgia, a stunning coastal gem home to around 150,000 residents in the city proper and over 440,000 in the greater metro area. This city was founded in 1733 by General James Oglethorpe. Savannah holds the title of Georgia's very first city and colonial capital, built around America's first planned urban grid, centered on 24 lush public squares, 22 of which still survive today, shaded by ancient live oaks dripping with Spanish moss. But beneath all that picturesque beauty lies a heavy and haunting past. Savannah was built on the backs of enslaved labor and served as one of the largest slave trading ports in the country, suffering through devastating yellow fever epidemics that wiped out thousands, catastrophic citywide fires, and bloody Civil War battles that left the deep layers of tragedy soaked into its soil. A history so dark that many consider it America's most haunted city, where modern homes and squares literally rest atop forgotten burial grounds. If you've ever wondered why so much of its incredible antebellum architecture survived that war, you can thank a Civil War general who was so captivated by the city's beauty that instead of burning it during his famous march to the sea, he spared it and wired President Abraham Lincoln, offering Savannah as a Christmas gift in 1864. Today, the hostess city of the South seamlessly blends its eerie ghost stories and historic charm with a surprisingly lively modern vibe. It's one of the few places in the country where you can grab a drink to go in a plastic cup and stroll through the cobblestone streets of the historic district legally. Beyond the historic riverfront, Savannah is undergoing a massive modern boom, driven by one of the fastest growing deepwater container ports in North America and a surge of high-tech EV manufacturing moving into the region, making it a bustling destination where centuries of deep maritime history, heartbreaking tragedy, and future growth all meet.
We've been here this is our second day. What are your thoughts so far on Savannah?
It's very cute, very historic. It's a cool little place.
People are so lovely here.
Historic stairs here are pretty steep.
The Southern charm is real. The Southern belles with their beautiful dresses and sun hats are also real. There's live soulful music playing, smokehouses with their creamy mac and cheeses, the most delicious cornbread I've ever tried, and sweet teas. And of course, we had to try the peach cobbler after all, as peaches are the official state fruit.
We've been in Savannah for a few days now. We've been docked right downtown next to the entertainment or the historic district. So I'll show you where we're at. It's Friday night now, so it's a little busier. There's lots of live music. So a pretty happening place to be for a night on the boat. We're just leaving Savannah right now. We've been here for a few days and we're waiting for a package to come in, so we just got that. And now we're heading off to Beaufort. Should be about 6 hours of motoring through the ICW. Thanks for watching. Next episode will be of South Carolina. Remember to subscribe to catch the rest of our ICW journey and the adventures to follow. See you in the next one.